We're going live now. So anyway, we're live. Hopefully it stays up on YouTube fine. If not, we will create another stream onto Facebook. We've got a little bit of interference again. God knows where it's coming from. But those that are joining us either live or if you're on recording, thanks so much for watching us. We are Puppy, Unified Paranormal Investigators, and we're quite a diverse lot because we've got Daniel, who's just vanished there into the oblivion, kidnapped by UFO. He's our funny guy. He laughs all the time, especially if you point like this at him. Hey! And didn't work. I told you. It's like the dinosaur. There's a delayed reaction. He's our Bigfoot, youngest cryptid in the world, cryptid zoologist. Cryptozoologist. That's a bloody word I was looking for. And that wasn't a swear word because I didn't say the whole word bloody. And I just did then. And we've got Paul from the Ghosts. That is him waving. Even though it didn't look like Paul's hand, did it? No, it looked like there was a hand over the back there. Why have you got two right hands, Paul? Then we've got Luke. He just appears every week.
Where's Luke? I can't see Luke.
Luke's the Speaker of the House in the Commons, isn't he?
And Luke has got his mum watching him at the moment. She watches him all the time. Just to make sure he doesn't pick up any dirty habits from any other boys and stuff like that. And then we have Joe up the top there, who is actually a relation of somebody on here tonight. But while we're live, he doesn't mention it. Does he, Daniel? Anyway.
Well, she's my partner in crime.
That'll do. Paul's my partner in crime.
More crime than partner.
Yeah. I've just had a text come through. I would imagine that is.
That's on Darren's mic, isn't it? That noise.
Yeah.
And
you missed it last week, Jill. We had voices coming through last week.
And here's John. Yeah, we did actually have
Hey, John.
Hi, guys.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Less than a week to go now, bud. And we will be in the West Country. Yeah, you know. I don't know. Do they still go give me 6 down there, or I don't know. Sorry, Jill. I saw the tone. I had to lower it. You know, unfortunately, where you live was the actual root of the joke. I couldn't do anything about that. Yeah. I myself live quite close to a little island called the Isle of Wight. They give me 7 over there. Anyway.
What, £7 to get off their island?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know where the girls get their underwear from?
Oh, go on. Here we go. Go on.
Next. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, this is actually a paranormal show, so let's
it was when we first started, yeah.
Daniel's gone for a laugh.
He's gone. Poor Daniel, I feel very sorry for him.
Yeah, I do as well, John. I do as well.
Yeah, you know the thing that we've got here. Before we've just had 20 minutes chat before we've come live, and you know, trying to pass advice around the group as you do and so forth. With Puppy, what we've got down here, and obviously up in Crawley area where Paul is, we're like a little family. We all stick together. Obviously, we accept new people into the group. Of course we do. Daniel, Jill, and so forth into our community. But it's so nice to actually, I don't know, it's so nice to meet up each week. It's so nice to do investigations, yeah? Make my life a little bit brighter. Oh, are you sure? Are you sure? Make my
No.
life...
Who did you pay for that one? Who did you pay for that one?
What, this one?
Yeah, that comment.
I'm going to make it brighter. You're probably going to ask me to turn it down in a second.
Put a different bulb in it.
Yeah. Or
Darren, sit closer to your mic a minute.
this one there. How's that?
Darren, that feedback is really bad.
I know, mate. I know. You should take your earphones off. Anyway.
Hey, can't hear you.
Have you got sound coming through your earphones and your computer, Daniel?
No.
I can hear it through my phone.
I can hear it through my headphones.
That's really weird. But no, I mean at the end of the day, you know, we're passing this sort of advice round, and we basically look so forward to seeing each other. When we do, it's a sort of we have a laugh, and it's, you know, we can be us, because obviously the paranormal world can be a little bit on the, you know, people think strange of us. I don't know why that is, but you know.
I think I have an idea, Darren.
Yeah, it might be one idea I have, but I can't say it on there. Yeah.
No,
It's just abnormal, isn't it?
You're just jealous because the voice is to me and not to you. That's what it is.
There's no paranormal about that one, mate, I tell you.
Well, we've got a couple of things to talk about tonight. The first one, I think, will be Daniel, and the second one will be a very impromptu investigation that we did yesterday afternoon in Melbourne Cemetery. It was just an off-the-cuff thing. It wasn't arranged until Saturday evening, and it was horrible weather, but I'll come to that in just a second. Daniel is the youngest cryptozoologist in the world, confirmed. He recently, with Jill, found eDNA of primate in some forest down the West Country, undisclosed at the moment for obvious purposes. And he's found another location, so I'm going to pass it over to Daniel, and he's going to do the talking here.
Yay. So both me and Jill are found a new location after we finished researching our last forest with all that activity, because we had obviously primate DNA, we had tree structures, we had scat, we had bones, and it's all still to be continued. And I very much hope that on Friday, Darren, it should be a very good day. So then we found a new location that was probably about 10 minutes from the last, and this forest is a lot more enclosed than the last forest was. So when I stepped in this forest, it was trees. Then you had big tree structures which were made by scouts, or there was like, how many do you reckon, Jill?
Oh, half a dozen, but they were too well made. We think probably projects of some youth group or something that had done them. I don't think we looked, but it looked, and it was too close to the car park, I think. It was quite likely that they've used it for a youth group, to forest schools, whatever. So we sort of, we walked a fair old way into the forest off the main pathways, didn't we? Just to get right in deeper, and then stumbled across a clearing. I don't know.
So it was kind of like two parts of the forest, wasn't it? It was like a line. There was a line. This is one forest. This another, and it was just neck high ferns, and just greenery. But we found a trail going off one straight and one going round. Now, it was a very short width, because you had a Christmas tree forest, which was probably about how long width-wise do you reckon, Jill?
Well, I'm no good at that. It was big.
Yeah. I would say
Lots-
probably about
lots of
500
trees.
meters or so. So we travelled
Yeah.
up the path and round, and we found this print, this indentation, and it struck me because it looked like a similar one that was found. By the way, John, very very cute dog.
Super dog.
Yeah.
Called Archie. He just likes to join in everything that happens.
Oh.
So every now and then, we just found this print, and unfortunately, it wasn't deep enough for us to cast. It was literally on the surface, wasn't it?
Yes.
And obviously, we measured it, and it was the same scale as the last one, which kind of struck us a bit more, didn't it? That it was
did. It was very
18 inches,
Yeah.
and
Similarity to the previous one.
and we could kind of make out toes, couldn't we? You could kind of make out where the toes would be. So we took some pictures, and then I decided with and I was really excited to use my new eDNA kit that that I got, and I was getting kind of the underbelly of the top layer soil, and I got a bit. I realised that something was, as in a bit of soil was hanging from the rest. I'm like, that's just weird, and I realised that it was a hair attaching those two bits. I went, oh, we found several different hairs. There was one below it, there was one on top of it, and there was one in the middle. And then when I put a torch on it, I went, it's not several different hairs. It's one big long one. And at that point, I could have just frozen. I didn't I? In your face, Jill, went. I we didn't know what to think at that point.
No.
And then as I was collecting more, there was more little hairs, same color, going in. So we got
Sort of
a
browny-
packet of
brown-
browny
browny
orange,
sort
I
of
would say.
gingery.
Yeah. And we got 3 small containers full, and then the bag with the hair in it. Now today, I took a look at that hair, and it was only with a small portable microscope, so I can't confirm it for absolute certain. But inside the hair is a band called the medulla inside the hair, and it kind of shows different kind of layers of the hair, and when you look at it from a far away, it kind of shows like a silver band. Now, when I looked at it, there was no silver band. Now, with humans and Bigfoot, supposed Bigfoot hair, you're not meant to meant to see a medulla. So it's very promising that what I found today could turn into major evidence. Now, this is the first physical piece of evidence that I go, hold on a minute, what could this be? Now, yes, we have the primate DNA, but when if we get that tested, and I go, is this, and it comes back primate, it turns into a major investigation over, because we would have had an actual hair sample to confirm that what we're following is something with hair. Now that's something quite huge. Would you anything to add there, Jill?
No, I
Yeah.
agree.
By
the way, sorry, my picture's gone off. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
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 My camera's being stupid. There was another meeting before it kept on switching on and off.
Okay.
Yes, this is potentially something very, very important to read. And I can still hear somebody's feeding back. And Darren's not
Or
switched off.
we have to accept that it could somehow be human. Don't know how it got
Yeah.
there, but it is likely, well, possible, isn't it?
One thing I will say, just to add to what John said, that feedback is quite strong, and it's not. It's only me. I don't know if it's me. I know, John, there's a little bit of feedback when you talk, but Jill's
1, 2,
clear.
3, 4. Am I feeding back?
No, not yet. Jill, just talk for a sec.
Is there any feedback from this one? No? Yes?
No.
It was doing it last week when Jill wasn't on. So
Yeah, I told her about it.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, it's gone again now, but it'll come back again in a minute.
Oh yeah, it's gone completely. Paul,
Yeah, it has gone.
Paul, did you
Quick-
want to tell Jill
Oh, just a
about?
quick question, Daniel, for you and Jill. Does Bigfoot live on the ground, or does it make a home in the trees?
Can I take that one?
Absolutely
So-
no idea from our point of view, because I mean, we only know, don't we, what we've seen, what other people's expeditions, the programs. We try very hard to make sure we look up all the time, not just the tree structures that are bent over that could be markers, but we do look up all the time to see if there's anything above like head level in the ground. We've never
Right.
seen any so nests or anything. That doesn't mean to say they don't, does it? But we've never seen any evidence of that. No.
To kind of answer that a little bit more is from America research that we've found. I don't know if you've heard of the Olympic Project. Now, a lot of my friends over in America are part of the Olympic Project, where they found nests on the ground and they found primate DNA in them. Now, that kind of suggests that maybe they do. We've also found nests in Oregon and Washington, and so to answer your question for America, yes, I think they do. For here in the UK, which what I'm trying to research, I don't know yet. Now, the only bit of evidence I could say that could potentially lead into more is that the picture of that shadow, if it was now I'm not sure Jill's been honest since I've spoken about the shadow, but Jill was the one to kind of say, I can't line this shadow up. I can't line the shadow up to the trees, and that's when we were saying it's 20 feet in the tree. Now, that's when I go, hold on a minute, if it's an animal, is this animal living in trees, or it just remains a question, doesn't it, Jill?
It does, but what not bothers me, but the forest that we've been
Bothers you.
investigating, the trees wouldn't really hold a large animal creature being. It wouldn't hold a nest. They're too flimsy at the top. I can't see how it would live. It might climb up there for protection or something to look out, but I can't see it would live there or rest there.
Do you think the trees being bent over is where it could potentially swing through the trees?
It looks more as though it's like
On the ground.
following the Bigfoot, expedition things, that they think it's markers. The tree structures seem to be bending over and a couple of things wedged in there, but that could be completely natural. The forests are left, so they're not managed. You get a branch fall down, years later, you get another one, then you get another one that wedges in. I still think it could be quite normal, natural tree
growth.
falling.
Yeah, just like natural growth of the forest.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. What you going to say,
So-
Daniel? Tell Jill about what? Or
So-
last week's spirit?
Yeah, I was, where it was quite crazy last week, wasn't it, Paul?
It was, yeah. It stepped another level last week. We were doing the live, and we kept hearing a woman and a child's voice in the background, and they kept coming through. And we were saying, I started to call out, say, "Can you turn someone's screen off, Spirit? Can you do that for us?" And it turned Daniel's screen off,
A couple of times.
and then it turned mine off, then
That was
Darren's.
Darren doing that.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise you, would it? But we had good contact, wasn't it? It was very
Oh, that's amazing.
quite something, really.
It was,
Well, that's paranormal, isn't it? You
It
know?
is, yeah.
Paranormal. So how can you explain it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
You
that's-
can't explain it.
yeah, that's
I mean, it would just turn the screen off once. We asked it 2 or 3 times to turn the screen off, and it did, didn't it?
well.
Wow.
What
That's
was weird,
crazy.
and I've got to admit this, is my screen did go just blank. It's just weird.
Mm.
Don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
ooh.
And that feedback is now back.
And plus, we had tapping and knocking, didn't we?
Mm.
Remember that we asked for 2 knocks, like 1 for no, 2 for yes, and donk, and we heard a donk, 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 donk. So whatever contact it was quite. And we often on this when we've done it, Jill, me and Darren and Luke and that, we've had spirit voices come through.
It's Luke. He's sabotaging the live stream. Look.
Not going to be me. Nothing.
Wow.
There's someone, isn't it?
Wow.
It's Luke.
I don't know who it is.
No.
Right, we'll try with Luke muted for a minute. John's muted himself.
If
Anyway,
I mute
hang on,
me,
yeah. Last week was a little bit strange because we did ask it to do things. The strangest
although I
thing
felt
was
really, really bad.
when it knocked on something, yeah.
Yeah.
And we asked it to knock once or twice, and it knocked. And then we asked it again, and it knocked. I mean, you fight. I mean, we're trying to debunk this, yeah. I mean, as professional paranormal investigators, we are doing our best to turn around and go, look, no, that didn't happen, yeah. But
Wow.
it actually did.
Yeah.
It did happen. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
but we still won't 100% confirm that it was, because that's oh, hi mate, how you doing? All right. The other young lad from Harlem, isn't it?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
evening,
Thank you
mate.
for joining. Thanks for joining us, mate. So much appreciated. Very interesting young lad, this one. Very interesting.
Yes, yeah.
He lives in Lancaster area. He is, I believe, into the cryptids and the paranormal, Daniel, is he?
Yeah, so he's a cryptid investigator.
Yeah.
And he's 16 years old, so 2 years older than me. His birthday happens to be on the same day as mine.
Wicked. When's that?
So,
That's amazing.
I believe it's the 3rd of May. I will have to
You
check
mean
that.
you've forgotten your birthday?
You
No, not my birthday. Not my birthday, Darren.
he
That's what I
definitely
meant. You
never
just
forgets
said
that.
his birthday happened. Evening Paralations on. Yeah, we've got Julia on. Thank you. I also am one of Paralations investigators for the guys walking. Mate, you're more than welcome to come on the show, mate. Always, yeah. At the minute I've got 6 seats on the live stream. Yeah. If you want, Mike, yours is April the 5th.
Oh,
April the 5th. There you go, Daniel. You were wrong, see.
how dare you?
Mate, you are always
You were
welcome to come on the
miles
show. If you confer with Daniel, and he'll get you a place on.
Yep.
And mate, anything you want to talk about, it'd be great to meet up sometime. I can see when you're sat there listening to what we're saying, you are very interested. You're taking it all in.
One thing, Darren.
Yeah.
One thing that you haven't mentioned yet is the new team that you're in.
The new team. Oh,
As in
you mean the new team? Yeah.
screen now.
Well, I thought you were going to announce that. You see, so
I can do it now if you want.
Well, mate, take it away. Take it away. What team are we in? What team is it? Come on, Danny.
So I have me and another Bigfoot researcher, Chris Alsford. We have created a team called the UK Bigfoot Research Team. Now, the thing that makes us unique to the rest is we've got so many different minds in one team. So myself, Jill, and Darren are all in the team together, as well as Harlem in the chat. We're all in the team together, and so is John. So we're all in a team together, and basically we're going to be investigating a few cases. So guys, you are more welcome to send through any UFO or Bigfoot sightings you have, or if you have any areas of interest. We're doing a lot of online research, but occasionally we are going to be popping out to different forests to kind of take a look. But our page, our public page, is called UK Bigfoot Research Team, and we would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, UK Bigfoot, and I mean, to take it one step further than that, we've already got cases in that we are actually in the process of going through at the moment. We have a couple of meetings a week, one specific one where we go through all the evidence that people have sent in to us. We're operating on a very professional level, which will be around about the 80-20% rule. Out of 100 sightings, 20 are probably real genuine sightings. For whatever reason, you may think you've seen a genuine spirit or a Bigfoot or UFO, but there could be a perfectly other good reason for it. We have to debunk that. So, we work on that 20-80 rule. And next year, I mean, the idea is once we've got all the evidence in and so forth, then myself and Angela, who's in the team as well, will be trying to sort of figure out the 20% and getting around and seeing a few of you guys. Actually doing in the field research on the ground, and we're looking at Cannock Chase to meet up. Daniel's going to be there as well with his dad, I believe. Yeah.
And I believe Jill maybe as well. I just need I haven't told her that yet. So
you haven't told her. Well, Daniel, no. I've got news for you. You just did, right?
Oh, really?
They go, Jill.
Well, he's already bought a tent for you, Jill. So
he's
you're up and running. Yeah?
For all sorts of things.
like this event on Saturday.
Like this event on Saturday, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a converted Mercedes Sprinter with an awning on the outside of it. I've got 2 awnings actually. I've got one canopy awning as well, which I plan on parking around the area and just sitting there in the evening and listening to what actually happens with a can of beer and a video camera and maybe a thermal. Yeah? So you never know what you may or may not get. You know, impromptu investigations, impromptu evidence, and it's always when you haven't got the camera on it. Always.
Yes.
I mean, as far as yesterday went, I met Luke and his mum at Fairham train station. It was absolutely hammering down. I said, okay, I'll take you to Knoll. Luke's been there before with Paul and Jen on an afternoon. And those that don't know, it's a very interesting place. It's two acres in size. It's somebody's messaging me. They probably know I'm on here, but yeah, yeah, and oh, yeah. Actually, I think it is a chair. Yeah, it's a chair. It's all right. Julia saw a chair in the background, and if it's still there, it's definitely a chair, Julia. Definitely a chair. If it's not still there, well, I was down and I'm off. And yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's a chair. And anyway, this is the bookshelf. The book fell out behind me. Right, you can watch it on the video. It was built when there was a new law came out that every county had to have a lunatic asylum, and we've got a few dotted around which have all now been converted into luxury living. No, it didn't actually. When she said it didn't look like a chair, it actually didn't. And anyway, it's quite a grand build, isn't it, Luke? I bet the sound cuts back. Watch this. Watch. It's quite a grand building, Luke, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, well, it's not good, but not a nice place, but it's interesting.
Very interesting. The architecture and so forth. And
The feedback, I don't know.
yeah, I think that's the iPhone, Luke. Blame it on the iPhone. Yeah.
Probably.
And anyway, it was built 1800 and something to house like 200 patients, because up until that point there wasn't a need for a lunatic asylum. Anyway, second year it was running, it had over 500 patients. Fifth year it had like 2,000 patients, and they went, look, we've just got to do something about this. And they expanded it, and it had its own blacksmith, its pub, a railway station, and so forth. It was, and so did a few of them. Grainingwell didn't. That's Chichester. There was another one down the road towards Eastleigh Way, and they're all developed now. They've developed them as flats and so forth. Like they have the prisons. Well, this is how well they look after ex-hospital mental patients, whatever you want to call them, or else. They lost the damn cemetery. They lost it. They didn't have plans where it was, but well, they did. But they lost it. Yeah. John's back. Good to have you back, John. Anyway, they lost this. There wasn't really any word about it. They just turned around and went, "Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. They're dead anyway." There's 5,000 people buried there. So what? Anyway, in 1987, I believe it was, Berkeley Homes came round to develop the site. And they were driving one of their forklifts, excavator one day, and they found a gravestone. And they went, this must be the cemetery. Well, to save public outcry, they turned around and they said, oh, we will redevelop the cemetery, we'll clear it, and we'll put a fence around it, which they've done, and so forth. It's been heavily left since then. They go in council, Winchester Borough Council have to clear it now and again. Anyway, I've been regular there since 2005, 2004, 2005, and I've caught some fantastic evidence there. Fantastic evidence. We've always had a little boy, Freddie, up the top, looking for his mum. and I couldn't figure it out until 2020 when myself and Nigel found his grave. And I thought I debunked it all the time. Freddie, no, they call me Freddie. Where's my mum? Where's mum? Next door to him, his mum's buried. And it's like, you just cannot make that up. 15 years I'm looking for this reason why there's a young lad. Anyway, it was heavy rain and whatever. And we walked around and we got the normal feelings in the normal places, like when you get to the bottom pool and stuff like that. When we got to the bottom of the steps, as you're about to come up to the bit where the entrance is, I could see some mist. I didn't say anything because I was getting a really horrible, nasty feeling. The dog was starting to a little bit jittery and acting weird. And it's the same spot, coincidentally, where we had a full body apparition of a woman in white appear. And just up the steps, yeah,
That's weird.
Mark Brown was with us that night. And another ex-member who I actually booted out because he was not very nice. Yes, this was Noel Julian, yeah. And we stood there for about. Angela was there. She got pictures of it. Now this is the brilliant thing. You know how you take pictures and there's nothing on them till you get home and see something, yeah. Well, this was the opposite. She took pictures of them. She went, I've got it. What great evidence, yeah. Got home, gone. We stood there for about 15, 20 minutes. This thing slowly materialised out of smoke, mist. And it was a woman in white, and you could see her 10 foot in front of us, 10 foot. It was amazing. And we're all like looking at this thing, and it's going and coming and going and coming. For about 15, 20 minutes, and it went, and there was nothing there. It wasn't foggy, it wasn't misty that day. It was just normal. But just up the steps is where myself, Nigel, and Mark, one night we were there, we had the table and we could hear all these noises around us and lights and rustling in the bushes and stuff like that. It was really freaky, and we all decided we should probably get out and so forth. And we did. We got out pretty quick. And that's why I've never gone back there in the night. But anyway, we walked up these steps. I didn't say anything about the mist. We walked up the steps. We got back in the car, put the equipment in, put the dog in the back, dried off a bit, shut the doors, and unlocked them. And at that point, Lynn turned around and went, "Oh, I didn't feel very well in there till the end." Right? Luke said, "I've got a headache, didn't you, Luke?" I'll unmute him. You said you got a headache.
No, I felt sick afterwards as well in the car. Actually, I didn't feel right. No.
And then was it your mum had the headache or sickness?
Yeah, she had both. Yeah.
So we're like, we hadn't mentioned anything in there. We'd wandered around for over an hour, quite happy, quite safe, yeah. And then all of a sudden, we've all decided, I want to get back to the car, yeah.
We heard a scream. I had like voices as well.
It's somewhere, but I think it's gone. That was a photo of the full body apparition. That was amazing. But it just went off the whatever you want to call it, went off the image. But none of us. I didn't say about the mist in front where I'd seen it before. I got there first. I was there for about 30, 40 seconds. I was watching it, and it was almost like it was before. It was getting to dusk. I said, "Okay, then let's walk up these steps." Everybody was quite relieved to follow me up there, and everybody was relieved to get in the car. And then we mentioned it, didn't we, Luke?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. There's screamers. I was talking and screaming. I had voices.
Yes.
Weird noise.
Yes.
It was a scream or like a shout or something.
Wow.
There was a scream from Knoll Village Cemetery is semi-woodland, yeah, and it's overgrown and so forth. So you haven't got a very long field of vision.
If I just interrupt that, is there any Bigfoot sightings there, Darren?
Well, that's strange because remember, was it the other night I was telling you
You were
about
telling me yesterday.
how myself and Luke Gosling walked over the other woodland, and that is
Yeah.
the other side of Knoll.
So,
Um,
but
and
because
yeah,
I know a lot. I know a lot about infrasound for Bigfoot, and what you've just kind of um what you've described with Luke
okay, yeah,
there
okay, I'm with you now. Yeah, I'm with
is
you.
it's like
Yeah,
infrasound. Now I've done bits and pieces of infrasound. I
mm.
may or may not have had kind of a maybe an experience. I don't know. But it reminds me very, very, very much of what Bigfoot researchers call in- infrasound. They
You know
they
what,
either
mate?
feel
Now I have thought about it, yeah, and now you've turned around and said that before you even said it. I said, "Yeah, mate, I'm with you." Do you know
yeah.
what? You could have just put the bit of jigsaw together now, because yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. It was a scream, wasn't it, Luke? But it
I,
wasn't a scream.
yeah, I thought it was like, I don't know, confusing, like a shout or a scream or something, like screech. Yeah, it wasn't screech. I don't know.
Could I just ask one thing there? Did you guys feel anything after that day? Did you feel any headaches or anything after that day?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine today. Just after when we was in the car, I felt it more.
Okay.
I'm alright today
What
though. Yeah.
was there any aftermath to it? As in, when you got home, did
No, I felt
did
better
you still
actually.
feel it?
Felt better when I got to the train station.
Okay. Uh, Darren, what about you?
Um, I think I was fine, mate. I'm pretty immune to these things. Um, I
Because
think it goes
what
back
what
to I think it goes back. You see,
what?
I've got this thing. I think it goes back to my dad when he used to tell me about stories when he was a child living in Leeds, in like the 30s, and he used to run across the moors after watching a Dracula film. And his granddad used to say to him, "What are you running for?" And he said, "Oh, Dracula's out to get me." And he used to say, "If you ever see anything uglier than yourself, run. But until then, don't bother." Yeah. And I always took that with me. And I believe that when I'm on the paranormal, I'm stronger than anything else, and I'm not scared of anything. So I think on that side, yeah, I'm very, very sensitive, but I don't get the fear element. I don't think installing fear headaches and things to me is a bit difficult for me.
What? Because re- recently, in the past few years, scientists have discovered that animals that we have living among among us now actually use infrasound to
I
hunt.
know,
So
I know.
we we have tigers, and which makes the mythical and cryptid side of it
Hmm.
become more
Feasible,
intriguing to
yeah.
people like us. And
Yeah.
I know now, I can't say that this was an experience, but the day where we found or Jill smelt cat wee, um, and then the um or smelt something like it. And when we were there with my cousin William, and we came across this tree structure, um, and it felt like we shouldn't be there. I then had headache for a week, and I can remember I was on my bike, and I was telling Jill that I don't usually get headaches every day. It's now I'm very, very prone to headaches. It goes through the family, but something about this striked weirdness, and I'm like, this doesn't usually happen. Now I'm not saying it is. It could be completely due due to
Right.
sleep.
I think we could probably give a few explanations for that. One, I mean, there's three that I can think of off the top of my head, which could be linked to the first one is headaches. I mean, we use these EMF meters, and we ask the spirit to make them go red. Well, these meters that we are using are normally not made for the paranormal. They're made to detect electromagnetic frequency or force, yeah. And the red for a reason. Red means danger, all right. So when we are standing there, sometimes unwittingly asking it for it to go red, we are actually asking for it to emit dangerous levels of EMF. Levels that could potentially give us headaches. Yeah, EMF is a signal and it can cause headaches. It's been proven.
It's a piece of equipment that I would love to get my hands on.
Easy, mate. I'll send you some links. I'm going to send you some links under a tenner. All right, but get the one I send you. It will cost you under a tenner, and it's just as good as the ones you can go and buy for 60 quid. All right.
Okay.
It's the same as a K2 meter, works on the same frequency, it's got the same ICs, it's got the same chips inside, it just looks different. I think it looks nicer. Yeah. Luke had mine round Knoll Village Cemetery yesterday, Luke. Mine
yeah, I like it. It's really good, yeah. I like them, yeah.
It's nicer than the K2, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I pay £7.99 for it. Yeah. £7.99. So
wow.
Yeah.
We should
budget, do we? We have a very
well. I'll kind of argue that because very 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 happy to my brain is today I got accepted into a magazine and I got paid 50 quid.
Wicked,
today,
mate. Wicked.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, man. Which man?
Thanks.
Very well done. Very well done. He's growing, mate. He's getting there, isn't he? You know. You see this in a few years, Johnny won't want to know us anymore. He'll be famous, driving his Ferrari down the road, going, "Yeah, I remember you lot. Yeah."
Tea party with the king.
Which magazine?
Yeah, what magazine?
Which magazine?
Don't say Playboy.
No. See, I got it's a woman's magazine, which is weird, but that's weird.
Mate. You better learn that early.
I don't remember the name, but it's quite common. Out shop.
Like pick up or pick me up or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to be your agent. You need more than 50 quid for these stories, mate.
But guys, listen. Right. If I get money for it, I don't care where I go.
Well, I will be bringing up some of my equipment anyway, which I will include in my talk, and you will get the chance to fly out on Friday anyway. All right. So see how you feel on it.
I can't wait to see that thermal, mate.
Well, hopefully I can get it working on my newer phone, yeah? Because it's sitting up here at the moment. It's an old type USB, and the new one's a C port, yeah? But anyway, that's the first, the EMF energy, all right? Secondly is your area, along with a lot of others, has reports of UFO activity, right? Which UFOs, I believe, when I was younger than you, I turned around to my dad, and my dad used to say, "Oh, they could never carry enough fuel to get to this side of the gap." Dad, just think about it. Every planet's got a magnetic pull, right? All I've got to do is use the magnetic pull of the galaxy and the planet, and slingshot my way off into space, and I'll carry on at that speed forever and a day, yeah, until I stop. And this is what they're saying now: the magnetic force. But when they land, they're emitting radiation, right? Radiation causes headaches. Yeah,
That's true.
that's the second one. Now, the third one is when you conjoin them both, the UFO, the paranormal, EMF, and the third entity, which is Bigfoot. Okay,
Mm.
Yeti, Swashback, whatever you call him. Yeah. Now, it's also, if you put a pin where you've seen somebody's seen a UFO, you can virtually put a pin next to it where you've seen a Bigfoot. Yeah.
So I've done that, Darren.
Yeah,
I've actually done that with my map.
There you go.
You have a UFO square,
Yeah.
and then in that is a triangle of Bigfoot sightings.
Why?
So
Mm.
Therefore,
and
if you have the energy emitted by the UFO and the Bigfoot is part of that energy, then that could be why you've got the prolonged headache.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is off the top of my head, for what I've had for years. What's that? What?
Pick me up. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
can
gonna
you
go
what?
and find out the name of this magazine.
Oh, the magazines. I'm like,
pick me up. Oh, it might well be.
I'm gonna go and find out the actual
popular
name.
website I used to use.
Oh dear.
Pick me up.
It
No,
might be.
thank you,
I've
Darren.
never
You're not my type.
Well, I'm sorry, John, but you'd have to have a shave, mate. Paul, you come just as you are, mate. Anyway, but that's all I can think of, that because you can literally put a UFO sighting and a Bigfoot sighting like that, yeah, within a couple of 100 yards of each other. There's some forests in the UK which are absolutely extensive, where I've been in them and I've found no animal life in that area whatsoever. You're walking down and all of a sudden the bird songs go. There's no rabbit burrows. There's nothing. Yeah. Every animal knows apex predators. It knows to keep out the way of apex predators dead. They're the areas we need to start sort of looking at. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the areas for this thing. Yeah. But yes, Knoll Village, I would say, has got some weird structures over there. I was saying last night about me saying there's something at the foot of that tree. I can sense something at the foot of that tree. And then Luke getting a reading and whatever off the meters, and then the dog turning around and seeing something at the bottom of the tree. And then it went and everything went dead, and then it was up there. Again, you've got to remember that we can only see 0.1% of all the visible light spectrum around us. There's over 99.99% of more light out there, which is Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, radio, TV, telephone, carry on, yeah? They all would be...
It's really hard, isn't it? It's hard to get your mind right.
Jill, if we could see 100% of the spectrum, you wouldn't be able to see in front of your face. It would be like that, yeah? Full up with the traffic, yeah? It is that immense and that intense. And we always say when we don't go camping so much anymore. We go in the motorhome because my back won't allow me to get up off the floor anymore like I used to. But my favourite holiday is camping in a tent on an airbed, on a decent airbed, I may add. Right now, a decent airbed is more comfortable than any bed you can buy. As simple as. You lay on it, and you know how all these beds, they say, oh, it fills you in. Well, air is the best thing. You are on air, yeah? Secondly, you will get, I guarantee you, the best night's sleep ever. And the simple reason being, when you're in your home now, you have a plug socket beside your bed, one either side, a lamp, yeah, an electric light, yeah. All these cables carrying it to it, which by the way aren't 12 volts, they're 240 volts, yeah, of alternating current. Even if your body could tune into a current, a steady 100 volts, this isn't a steady 100 volts. It's alternating all the time. So it's pulsing at you. And along with that, your wiring goes right round the perimeter of your home, doesn't it? So you are actually enclosed in an electrified box, yeah? And your brain is picking up all these signals. And that's why, if you can't sleep at night, try turning the Wi-Fi off. Honestly, try turning the Wi-Fi off. See if you get a better night's sleep. Because the Wi-Fi pulses every 2 to 3 minutes, depending on what router it is. And it sends out a huge pulse looking for phones or equipment that can go onto Wi-Fi. Yeah, so it's discoverable, and you can actually pick that up with a lot of EMF meters. It's that strong. So you know, but I've learned all these things through the years by doing the paranormal, because we have to be able to debunk more than we prove. Because if we went out there and we continued to go, oh yeah, I just saw a ghost. Oh no, it was a shadow. No, it was definitely a ghost. No. You wouldn't get a shadow there. Yeah. Then we'd have everything around us would be a ghost. Yeah. The fell behind me, I had to try and debunk it to start with. The weird thing was, I was sat right in this position here about 2:30 in the morning, and the book came out behind me, and I had a clump, and I went, "What was that?" And I went, "What?" And all of a sudden, it got really cold, and I mean, all the hairs went up on my arms and things like that.
Wow.
And I'm like, "What the?" And then I played the video back a few times, and I saw it as if somebody had just got it out and dropped it. Yeah. And I did, it started fast, then it slowed down, which didn't make sense. But we have to debunk more. That's why I've done so much research into EMF energy and so forth. And I'm sitting in this seat at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, right, we've got to debunk this video somehow. How can I do it? And by 8 o'clock in the morning, if I haven't been able to debunk it, I think there's still a chance. I'll leave it till the following day to try and debunk it again for the next 3-4 hours. Yeah.
I will jump in very, very quick there and say that Jill does need to go now. I'm staying on for about 5 more minutes, and then I need to go as well.
Time,
Isn't it nice you have your Daniel, to tell you when you're going to go, Jill? Yeah? Do you know what? Yeah? Next time you go to the woods, leave him there.
Oh, I have tried, but he runs faster than I do.
Oh, Darren, you're not going to like it when you come to the event.
I'm looking forward to it.
You say he's a good organiser. What he is a real bossy boots.
I'm not an organiser, mate. He's bossy boots.
How dare you?
Did you get the pictures of the tables from Angela?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, I did. Do you have a second one?
There's Angela. She hasn't looked in the motorhome yet, but I am pretty positive we have a proper motorhome fold-out table. I'm pretty positive it's in the motorhome. Right? I think it's in the toilet compartment.
Great,
It's just need about 2, don't we, Jill? Don't we?
Yeah.
Need about 2.
I'm pretty sure it's in there. Just need to get a tablecloth, put it over them, and then you won't see that they're different colours or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
I got them. Yeah.
Just get a sheet or something, Jill. Yeah. Bring a couple of sheets down or something. Yeah. and we'll put them over it,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
put something
Yeah.
on top.
I
Yeah,
It
so
looks
got
a lot
something-
nicer then. Yeah,
I got something that we can use. Yeah.
it just
Yeah,
looks a lot
amazing.
nicer with a sheet over the top of them, draped down the front, so you can't see any legs, and then you know what I mean. It's like no,
yeah. Yeah.
and then if
Best
the
looking
kids
in
get
there.
out of order, I can just hide them
Okay, we'll
underneath
do
there.
that. I
Right.
might be hiding under there.
Hi, Joe.
Ah,
Good to see you again anyway, and I will
Then-
see you Friday morning. Yeah.
yeah.
We'll see you Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
See you
for
later,
coming,
love.
join and chatting.
Hey.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Take care.
Oh, I'm not going. It's not working.
Just end it, Nan.
I-
Just put
I
leave
can't-
studio.
Oh,
There she did it.
I could have removed her, but if I go onto my settings, it actually says kick out of studio. How nice. How nice. You know? Anyway, that's an hour we've done there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the live one now. And then we can have our 5-10 minutes afterwards, yeah? Because I know everybody else has got lives as well and so forth. Well, the paranormal life.
But
Thanks so much for everybody watching us. We've had quite a few join us live on and off, and StreamYard's a bit funny, so it doesn't tell me everybody that's on. Thanks for joining us. I can see the live's gone pretty straight tonight. So if you're watching it on record, it will be on here recorded. Also, thank you. Please share it if you can with like-minded individuals and help us all grow together. We'd like to think that we're the friendliest group of guys on the paranormal front. Prove us wrong. I don't think you will do it too easily. And together we're all under Puppy, Unified Paranormal Investigators, covering everything. Thanks so much for watching us.